Okay, they want us to watch Hasan.
When they care about something enough that they actually call, that's their litmus test of like.
I like that they've moved on from swatting to just like trying to use American Congress against like their perceived enemies.
How is that even remotely
Fucking
comparable?
content.
How is that remotely
so
comparable?
callous
Wait, that's an escalation?
That he is openly doing this in broad daylight.
What are you talking about?
Like, he doesn't even give a shit. He's like, I don't care about anything. It'll just be funny. Like, what do you do?
Okay.
When did Dan swat someone? What the f? That's not what I said, man. Oh, his fanboys are in here, dude. Holy f. No, dog. The common thing that these troll groups normally do is swat streamers and shit, okay? I'm saying that they're doing this. I'm saying that they've moved on from that. I'm not saying he is swatting people.
Wait a minute, people actually really give a shit about this. I'm not joking. And also, all of these people in the House right now are super election-brained, right?
I worked on Capitol Hill. Members do not give a shit about calls. They just put it in a batch by an intern. Members never pick up the phone amount. I know.
That is absolutely
What's
not
the point
true,
of even
unless
doing
that's
this?
changed significantly. People that make calls can get shit done sometimes. It's pretty wacky. That was part of that
He
politics.
claimed he played Dungeons and Dragons with you and regrets it. He says he used to respect you before Destiny radicalized him. He wears it like a badge of pride and not an ounce of self-awareness on how this looks pathetic. Jesus Christ. Like, that's crazy. If you fucking actually genuinely thought that I was being anti-Semitic, I don't think you would be this callous in your indifference. Like,
it's because we're used to it.
Regardless of the fact that I'm not, by the way. Oh, also, here's why he's doing this, apparently.
Before anything happens, to show there's two things that need to happen. One, Frogan needs to be banned. That's like just an immediate thing. Not that I even give a fuck about Frogan, to say it again, but it's just so obviously apparent that if she doesn't get banned, that nobody gives a shit over there, right? Like that is the most obvious case in the entire world of someone breaking the terms of service. And
yeah, it's a clear hate speech violation
of
a protected class of citizens too, because she's going after veterans, I think. Yeah,
yep.
So yeah,
it's multiple things.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So if that doesn't happen, we know that there's no change at Twitch. So that's step one. Will that happen? Step two is they have to unban Steve. Like, otherwise, I
shouldn't bring that up.
If they're able to unban Fresh and Fit and Sneeko, they can unban Steve.
Well, they banned Fresh and Fit and Sneeko.
Oh, so they did that. So then they did that. So then
that's crazy.
Technically, that satisfies the thing. Oh, so now Hassan's goal is to label Dan's entire thing just a crusade for me to be unbanned. Now that's going to be the whole narrative they try to run with.
Dude, how do you not fucking recognize that you're cynical, albeit somewhat successful, but not really, insane brigading and harassment initiative is literally proof that Destiny is not getting unbanned? Like, what the fuck? Like, how do these people... I have no way of you know, changing Twitch's attitude on any of these things, for the record. But I'm a normal human being with a fucking brain who understands that, like, yeah, if people do this sort of shit, I'm certain that a major platform is not going to want them there. Like, this is an unhinged level of brigading.
Brigading?
Why do they
Talking
parrot
to Congress is
better all
brigading?
day but still want to be unbanned?
Does he even know what
Twitch?
these words mean?
Yeah. It's cool, though, that, like...
Bring up me again. Yes, talk about me.
It doesn't matter that they think you have that ability. I think it's kind of wild that, like... I thought his community was supposed to be about politics and they're doing this shit like 13 days from an election. Yeah.
What has his community done for politics at all?
This is like
what
a fucking whole ass adult too. I mean, so is Destiny. Like, him and Destiny both are just like fucking... What is, like, Destiny like 37 or some shit? This guy's probably in his fucking 40s.
I'm like your
what are you
age.
doing, man?
Hello? How do I get older every time he talks about me? How old was the girl that he fucked? 12? 9? 10? 11?
Figure out a way.
-4? Remember when he put his dick in that one girl's ball sack so that he could, and the girl's dad's ball sack and fucked her 3 years when she was 4?
Didn't they literally dox the trust and safety team too?
Who's doxing who? What? Lil bro, you're 2 years
How do you
younger
not
than
get
me.
angry as fuck when
What
seeing
the
all this
fuck?
insanity? Because this has been going on for the past 5 years.
No.
They haven't really stopped doing it. Bro is live reacting to you right now, calling you a pedo. The fuck? I thought Dan was like a normal guy. I'm being.
Oh, now he's gonna do this. I used to like these
100%
guys. I
for
thought these
real.
guys were. What would happen?
Like I thought he was like more normal.
Yeah,
than,
we thought you
than
were
that.
normal too until you turned out to be a terrorist, sympathizing, supporting fuckwit.
This is like genuinely deranged behavior. It's odd. I mean, like I said, they've been doing this non-fucking stop, right? Like they haven't really stopped doing this, which is why it's not that shocking. I guess it's just not that shocking to me to see it.
Longer.
Wait, so you're surprised or you're not surprised or?
Whatever
So many
that it
platitudes.
currently is. It's just, it's too skewed right now, unfortunately.
Anyway, dude, I'm not gonna lie, and I will say this always. This is a genuine fucking firmly held commitment that I have to this. I hope these guys get better. Okay? I hope they get better because this is like
Where are we at on the
this
Hasan
is
Coke
truly
chart?
unhinged, man. It's not. There is no fucking way that this is healthy for you. Like being in this pit of despair every fucking day. Being in this pit of despair every goddamn day, day in, day out, is not healthy.
When the opposition becomes increasingly
I promise
frustrated
you,
with your poor
whatever
articulation of
kind
their
of
argument,
like, whatever kind of vengeance that you get out of me is not going to fix your life when you are this fucking toxically involved in mass harassment campaigns like this. Like, let's say these guys what they wanted, okay? Let's say I got banned from Twitch permanently. Perma-ban. Everyone is saying that I'm a fucking terrorist. Someone comes and fucking kills me, right? Do you think the next day your life is going to be better? Or will you look back at all of the events that unfolded? I'm sure some people will hear me right here in this moment and go, no, that actually would make my life better.
Bro, nobody's coming
Now,
for this
I
guy.
have to ask
what the
you,
fuck?
How
We're
the
going for
fuck do
Dan
I have
Clancy.
that much presence
What
in
is
your
wrong
life?
with this fucking guy?
I don't know you. I don't think about you at all. And I will forget about you as soon as I'm done with this message.
The Don Draper thing. I don't
Like,
even
it's
know who
not
you are.
healthy. And I mean this in all sincerity. It is not healthy for you to be this obsessed. I promise you would live a happier life if you went outside, made friends, over
friends.
your shared interests, over your hobbies that aren't
Rust.
fucking cyber stalking
Rust friends
and engaging in mass harassment campaigns against
and the
a
Delaban
content creator.
and the Desaad are my best friends. Big
I don't know.
Mr. Har. how
I
you
fully
doing?
believe in you defending yourself. This shit is absolutely vile, but I also think that unfortunately your engagement with it may stoke those flames. They fizzle out when the story blows by. Let's focus on Gaza, Free Palestine. Yeah, I know. It's getting to a point where it's obviously
I think we gotta wait for Destiny.
they are
to finish
desperately
one.
trying to quote
well,
unquote.
wait, did you want me to watch this or not?
No, I don't care. That's fine. We can wait. I said we're waiting.
Waiting for what? It's on stream to end?
No, me and Mutahar are in here. We want to come and also comment.
Okay. What do you want to comment on?
Assan.
Oh no, dude, I'm just I saw the clip that was shared. I think you shared it. Fucking wife sent it to me. I guess I'm an alt-righter now, dude.
Bay, stand true. You are.
Fucking years. It literally does not matter. They still do the shit. They still do it. They still have all this smoke. They still are very excited, it seems, to do stuff like this. I don't even think it's about like whatever positions I advocate for, because I'm sure that there are certain things that they probably agree with me on, you know?
New Ethan post.
It's literally just
On the
like
main channel?
personal vendetta.
Hold on, chat logs between
It's personal
mods.
vendetta that also gives them clicks, gets them money, creates a sense of community. Like I can be like the moral compass, the major villain that they can, launch all their attacks against, that unites all of these people.
Does Hasan not understand that we're going for Dan Clancy and not for him?
What a fucking martyr, dude. Holy shit.
Martyr? I'm
Nobody's-
sorry. Are you being racist right now? Careful.
I am not in a single. I mean, I use him
Anyway,
like the shit he said.
it is
but
what it
never have we gone for
What are you
Hasan.
gonna do?
And in fact, there are clips of me saying I don't think Hasan should get banned. Nobody clips that. That's the thing I fucking said. That was yesterday. I said I don't think he should get banned. Okay. But Dan Clancy, he's got to go.
Hey,
That's what I'm
D
coming
freaks in the
for.
chat, click this link. This is what you support. They don't care. If you show them fucking videos of Gaza, they'll be like, yeah, I love that.
What?
He's projecting because they love it when like Israeli hostages and shit get murdered.
All right, let's get back to Trump's rhetoric heating up on the campaign trail. I don't even know how much more it could fucking heat up, but let's take a look.
Boring.
To the hurricane.
All right, close it out.
With
Stop.
the election only 2 weeks away.
All right, Mutahar, how are you?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm just
When are you
I just saw that clip, dude. It was insane. But yeah,
When
what's
are,
up?
when are we seeing you in studio?
I believe it's I want to say December 4th, I think.
Okay.
Is
That'll
when
That's gonna be exciting.
yeah.
I'm a
excited
little.
for this because-
I know we're not best friends or anything, but I am a little bit disappointed that you didn't reach out to me for any of your research on your video. But that's okay.
Oh, bro, dude, I was like off complete Twitter. I actually like fucking Jen sent me like the Destiny clip, so I signed in just to see the quote tweets, and then I saw that you were actually like following me on there. Like normally I'm
Dude,
just not on Twitter at all.
Do you know the extent of how insane it is?
Dude, I saw the website. I think you made it. The Dane Clancy.
No,
is...
I didn't. I'm a fan of the website,
Okay.
but that's forget all. Oh, man, this is like, it's so cool. You know about this, but you're about to come into a conspiracy that you didn't know existed. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Twitch has never before, as far as anyone else knows, as far as I know, banned a country from creating accounts. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that the fucking geo-blocking of Israeli was their VPS, their actual their whole their
whole IP.
location?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've never done that. They did that on the Global Day of Jihad.
Mhm.
Okay. And on the Global Day of Jihad, there was a chance that there was going to be a bunch of attacks against Jews. That wouldn't have been good for the narrative of whatever is going on at Twitch right
I
now.
don't co-sign this narrative.
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah.
How can you not co-sign it when you see who gets hired there? Explain it to me.
I just don't. It just doesn't. The ban was retarded for so many different reasons. But
So why not do Russia or Ukraine or Myanmar or
That's
Rwanda?
not responsive to what I just said. The ban was retarded for a number of reasons. But the idea that they were trying to prevent Jewish narratives from changing when you could still use accounts that had already been created, or there could have been violence. I don't think that's. I think this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why one would even choose to ban an entire country to begin with. It's like it's one of those things where you guys had access to like screenshots of the source code or something from their like internal GitLab for the website?
Some other account posted it.
Okay.
So it was
maybe Steven did.
it was I believe that Amazon has a repo that mirrors a lot of the Twitch repo, and there was a change that was submitted on that one with a reference to a Jira ticket. But all the screenshots I've seen have just come from Amazon employees messaging me. I don't know anybody in Twitch Trust and Safety, because I think you might need to be in the Twitch Trust and Safety team to like read the Jira ticket. I don't think that's available to anybody that can read the repo, I think.
Oh yeah, I got it's on the thing. But anyways,
it's insane how they just choose to block an entire country. And I mean, hey, look, it's a private company. If they want to like fucking block that whole region, they could. But like, Jesus Christ, why?
You can't. There's actually laws. There's anti-BDS laws in California. You actually can't do that.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like not a good law. Don't get me wrong. I think it should be removed. All BDS laws. Why is it that we have that, by the way, Steve? Do you know?
That's one thing I've added to my list of things to research. I don't know 1,000,000% why.
Anyways, it's an unconstitutional law that basically prevents American companies from discriminating.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it unconstitutional. I'm pretty sure it's.
I think it has to be, right?
I mean, it's a law in a lot of states, and it's been around for a long time. If it was unconstitutional, I feel like it would have been struck down as such by now. No. Yeah, it only applies to companies, I think, that are getting funds from the government as well.
Like Amazon, you mean?
I don't know if Amazon does state contracts or gets funds from the federal government. I'm not sure.
They get massive contracts from the federal government. Unbelievable contracts from the federal government. I think one of the big ones that they were going after is something it's called like the War Cloud one right now. And it's like in between them and Google, and it's like back and forth. Trust me, massive amounts. But that's more so, that's different shit. The anti-BDS shit is, anyways, I don't want to get down this. This is fucking boring. They shouldn't exist, the laws, if they do, but they do. It's really weird. It's like if we really loved Canada and we told private companies you're not allowed to not sell to Canadians or boycott Canadian products. It's very strange. But anyways, yeah, they silently put a ban into place that basically affected phone and email from what I've seen and also from what Ynet reported. So no one could sign up, not just on your computer, but also on your phone. And also, even if what they said was true, do they think that terrorists are using like their desktop computers to take jihad videos or something? Or are they going to use their phone?
I mean, did they really think the ban was going to be effective? Couldn't you just have taken a VPN and just like, I don't know, set yourself to fucking Canada and just log in from there?
There's a million things you could have done. Yeah. But like, that's why I am a conspiracy head on this. When Steve's like, I don't think so. I do think so. Because this ban makes no sense. It doesn't even stop anything. Like, if you're saying we're concerned about people uploading insane content, so we blocked email signups, but you can still use your phone? Like, okay. But the other part that was fucked up is if you were just a normal Israeli and you tried to create an account, do you know what they did? They just gave you back a fucking cryptic error message. And unless you were a fucking programmer and opened up DevTools, you wouldn't even know why you were banned. Otherwise, it was just like, sorry, an error has occurred. How fucking, like, infuriating that they did that. And it would still be in place today, man. You know that? It would still be in place today, and they like to act like, oh, you're telling us this for the first time.
They had the email tickets for it, too. Dude, I saw that.
They have absolute email confirmation of this being the case, and they just didn't they swept it under the rug. They deleted the user voice tickets, they delete the fucking emails, they delete the Discord messages, all the shit, the Reddit posts, everything. It's just let me ask you this. Can you name one instance of a tech company doing something more insane? I was going to say anti-Semitic, but to any particular region. Can you give me an example of one?
Not if they weren't forced by the government in particular, you know. The only thing it like kind of relates to me is like when Apple shuts down VPN apps in like China or like Russia or something, and that's just because the government enforces you to do something like that. I've never seen a tech company ever shut down or block entire regions for no reason.
Like the only other things I'm thinking of is like the Hunter Biden laptop story or the JD Vance dossier or something, but that's not like, I mean, that's like more political versus directly targeting a group of people, you know?
I guess that's just more like a moderation thing, right? Like just a fucking site will jump in. Like if YouTube detects like a specific type of gore video that's being like trended and shared around, they'll just like block the metadata or something. I think that's more moderation. it's not like they're blocking people from accessing the service outright, you know?
Yeah, it's just, well, you could watch. I mean, imagine you're a Israeli Twitch streamer. You speak Hebrew. Do you think you're getting a lot of donations if nobody can create an account out there?
And then, right? So
Well,
they're
no.
not even able to do that.
If you already had one, you could log in.
Okay.
The thing that they blocked was the registration. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so older accounts come in, newer accounts couldn't.
I think something that's interesting too, because I've had I had another Amazon guy email me some things. I think they created the answer to the question of how they ever blocked a country before, at least at this level of code. I don't think they've done that before, because I think in that same repo, that same commit, they added the blocked country IP return. Like, I don't think that existed in the code before, unless they recommit this same block every single time or something. Because there's on that one, I don't know if it's the same lines of code from 253 to 259. Like, there's like a block country IP equals wrapped blah, 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 internal error equals this, external message equals this. And then the comments for this is blocked country IP is an error representing a failure to create an account due to a country block of the user's IP address. So I think they added this, and then this is dated as the same commit. I think they added this into the code at the same time that they did the commit for the Israel-Palestine ban, which is kind of funny. So I don't think they could even do this before, unless they just add this every time or something. But
You know, like just thinking about, like, it's obvious that there's so people write the rules about what's allowed, and I think that's part of policy. That's like coming up with the rules of what's allowed, what words are okay, what words are not okay. And like, obviously right now you can say whatever you want about Zionists. Literally, if you're in a Twitch chat, you can say anything about a Zionist. You can say you hope that all, I don't know if you can say it on YouTube, so I'm not going to say it, but you hope that they stop existing. Like, you can go crazy on Twitch, and people do it, and nothing happens to them, right? So this is a policy that has to be in place, because there must have been enough reports that have gone to them, and they've decided that this is going to be the way that it is. And it's also crazy that all of the reports are going, apparently they have an India one as well. India call center is what I'm being told. But
yeah, I think one of the most damning things is that if a user would have reported an error trying to, especially for an account creation thing, right? Because I feel like account creation is a pretty big deal for services, right? Like people making accounts are one of the most important parts of a website. That if this went through tech support,
that's how they're going to get their statistics for sure.
Yeah, that if they
lose an entire region, that's terrible for any company.
Yeah, or just anytime you have new users signing up, I feel like this is like a fucking the ultra high priority Jira ticket. Like, hey, the fuck, there's like revenue impacting. Like, we got 2 hours, figure this shit out. So somebody must have investigated and found out, like, oh, okay, there's a region ban. That's why. That's what this message is, and then that must have been okayed and then sent back to support for them to say that your account is ineligible. So somebody looked at it and said this is fine, I guess, which is really weird. But
dude, the fact that it like happened to this one region, like, that's just the most damning piece of evidence right there. Because if like you're going by the Twitch assumption, like their own like words where they wanted to prevent gore footage from being updated or uploaded onto the internet, onto their service, it's like, dude, there's so many other conflict zones. There's so many other wars that have been happening. Like, why have we not just blanket shut down those organizations as well? Or if Twitch really wanted to like enforce some level of geo-blocking, why wasn't Russia put into the list first? Because they're literally like more heavily sanctioned by the United States and their tech companies than anything else, right? Like,
sure.
I just don't understand why they didn't jump down that road.
No, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm also curious the real question too is, who is the one that approved the initial change?
Well, who are all the people involved with that initial?
So a change like this, so like this is an email that is, I think this is true. This makes sense. Somebody says, I work at AWS, I can prove my tenure. A dev simply cannot just change something like banning an entire country's IP range due to possible legal consequences. This is most likely a decision made from higher ups at Twitch. It kind of makes sense that, like, I doubt some random dude snuck this in to see what would happen. It must have come from somebody decently high up to have this, like, geo ban go into place.
Oh,
right?
For sure. This was from someone in policy. Absolutely.
Sure. So I'm curious, like, who was the person that okayed it? Right.
And then, just think about the code, right? Like, if you've ever done like code revisioning or like code work in general, it's like the way that it was written, based entirely on the screenshot that I saw posted by the one Israeli website. I think it's the same one you guys are talking about. that code would have again been easily identified by anybody, especially like if you got a ticket. So the way that I've understood this is like months ago, back in May 2024, there was that movement, right? I forget the name of it. It was a hashtag movement where people brought it up, like Israeli creators. So you send a ticket in. All right, your engineering team gets that ticket. All right, they look through what the issue is with the code. Again, it's not like this was obfuscated or put in like, secretly by anybody. It literally was just a like IP range block.
Well,
So-
it wasn't even an IP range block. It was like it was like a country block.
Yeah, like a pretty simple country block. It's very easily identifiable. So it's like it wasn't snuck in. Absolutely, there's a senior level engineer, or again,
Well, keep in
the
mind too
board
that like
let it go on.
my guess, I'm starting to guess here, but like my guess is going to be like code review is not necessarily going to be like policy review, right? Like if my guess is going to be code review might come in and it might be like, oh, like this ban is for everybody who's under the age of 19 is now banned from the platform. If that gets approved by some senior dev or whoever's going over it, I doubt that's them saying like, oh yes, I approve of the policy of banning 19-year-olds. It's probably just to make sure that it works, right? But the policy would have come from somebody different, not just a programmer, because the programs aren't making policy. Would be my guess, right? Like this has to come from somebody in policy had to have given this as an instruction. Yeah.
I wonder how much this like opened the eyes of like Amazon itself. I mean, I always say this is like, how the fuck does Twitch get to do what they do without Amazon eventually coming down to their fucking offices and saying what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how long it's gone on. Like, I don't understand like how Amazon still hasn't come down and like sent somebody.
Well, the guy that's directly in charge of this, Dan Clancy's boss, a guy by name of Stephen Moore, and he runs like Amazon Prime Video and Prime Gaming and all that type of stuff, and he must be aware of what's happening underneath him. I mean, I would hope so, at least.
I wonder how this wasn't even code reviewed by somebody off of Twitch as well, right? Like, you would consider that Twitch plays a pretty integral part to Amazon Prime Video itself anyways, like their video sharing services. So how this wasn't even picked up by anybody else in the entire, like Amazon, like I guess.
So keep in mind that like the Twitch is separate from Amazon, right? Like again, the only reason the Amazon people can see this is because of a repo that's just mirroring commits from the Twitch repo that still exists separately from Amazon. This is not impacting like IVS or like some AWS integral service or something. This is like, I don't know if you'd call it front end, but this is like user registration stuff on Twitch's side. I seriously doubt anybody in Amazon proper is reviewing policy code from Twitch. That wouldn't be in the purview. That'd be like, I'm bored, so I'll go check maybe. But
I have to ask that question because it makes me wonder, like, the relationship that they both have. Obviously, Twitch gets its, cloud discount from Amazon, and I'm sure that there's a lot of technology overlap between both companies when it comes to video sharing services or, like, the code, the baseline code required. So I have to wonder from that end. It's like how many, like, if Amazon proper doesn't know, it's like they got to get rid of Dan Clancy. They got to get rid of that whole fucking board and replace them with people that literally are going to neutrally represent the company instead of turning it into the shit show that it is right now, Yeah,
there has to be somebody high off must have signed off on this or given the order. Who gave the order? You raped her, you murdered her, or something. Yeah.
No, I think someone in policy definitely did, and then they got passed down to a developer that did it. I don't think the developer is at fault, right? The developer's not at fault.
The developer is probably not at fault, although it is surprising that nobody said anything. But I mean, like, I can start to envision after the policy order is given, I can theoretically envision, although we don't have the logs, we don't know who made what request for committed, but that like a developer might have passed the change through and then like gotten fired.
Or what about if
quit.
he just quit? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that's possible for sure.
I don't think I would fault the developer at all, actually. Like, I'm trying to imagine like a like, I don't know, like you just like he's just like, hey, go add this to the site.
I have to be careful. Okay. We can imagine worlds where we could fault the developer. Like if I seriously doubt that this would happen at a company that size, who the fuck knows? But like if your boss comes to you or some shit and he's like, listen, okay, we finally fucking had it with the Jews and we finally got the okay to axe this fucking region from our signups. Order 66. do the Israel-Palestine ban, get them the fuck out of here, right? At that point, the developer probably was like, okay, well, this is kind of weird, but if you say so, sir.
Yeah, I mean, like if your chief board comes down and gives you like a fucking altruistic reason, like we're doing this to protect people from like graphic imagery, you as a developer, I'd be like, sure, okay, this,
yeah, in that case,
way above my fucking pay grade, sure. But yeah, if they came down to the office and were like, Order 66, ban all the Jews, like the developer's like, sure, let's go for it.
So you know what's fucked up though, right? So like even if it went into place innocently for a good reason, right? Maybe they did think like tomorrow, like we have good intelligence, and the FBI contacted them saying, hey, listen, tomorrow there's going to be a lot of streamings of people being killed. You need to stop it. Like even if that was the case, why did they do such a fucking stupid job of putting the block into place? That's the first thing. It doesn't actually whatever. Second thing is they left it in place forever. It would still be here. I just like, how do you explain that away? That you just leave it there? Like how incompetent is the company that no one in analytics, no one in marketing?
Yeah, somebody would have caught it. I feel like this is a perception issue such that like there should probably be a public breakdown of what happened. I would imagine, but maybe not. But like it should be like, hey, just so you guys know, like this is what happened because.
That's a really good idea.
Well,
like,
yeah,
you know
it's
how,
funny,
when companies get hacked. Sometimes when a good company gets hacked, what they do is they do a full post-mortem.
They publish, here was the invulnerability, this is what happened, or this is the exploit, this is how they got in, this is the data there's access, and this is what we've done to make sure it doesn't happen again or whatever, yeah.
Yep. But I'll tell you this, they kind of fucked themselves with the lie that they told right after the thing. Like they were so desperate to get an answer out that they just lied right away. And now now they're fucked, right? Like to a certain extent. If they didn't put out that statement back then, they could just come out and eat the bullet right now and like be completely honest and transparent about everything. But because they lied so blatantly in their response, I don't even know how they can like, to me, the only way that you can do it is someone has to fall, right?
It has to be like a CEO or somebody in the executive board, because it's like, yeah, how does this keep going on for so long? Dude, people who work in like marketing, or like Destiny said, people who work in like analytics at a company, right? They're gonna fucking check. Dude, imagine if you had like a fucking like blank spot, like a dead zone in your entire country map. Like you wouldn't ask that question.
The funnier part too is like, what does that even say about you as a CEO? Like, are you anti-Semitic, or are you a fucking retard, incompetent enough? Like, oops. Yeah, that's weird. No more signups in this region for a year. Anyone notice that? Anyone notice we have no more Israeli advertisers? Anyone notice? Anyone?
No more signups, no revenue stream, no fucking business connection, no nothing. Like literally just dead area. And then when they're gonna get reviewed from like a few guys up top, like at Amazon proper. It's like, bro, they literally like tweeted about this. There were actual like email tickets. You can delete them, but they're still like in a fucking database that you can pull up. You know what I mean? Like,
I know. There's emails. There's fucking user voice tickets. There's all this, like, so people that worked for Amazon, and I guarantee you what's going to probably happen if I was Amazon. Oh, do I want to give them any more tips out of this? I feel like they listen and they use our solutions against us. They're going to blame a vendor. They're going to say, shit, that dang vendor that handles all of our support. They didn't.
Yeah, but there was literally like
know.
a vendor. Oh, no, because support is checking in on like what the error is, right?
You would think so. Mm-hmm. You would think so.
Well, if the tickets are getting deleted, that doesn't mean that the fucking that doesn't mean your vendor has an issue. That just means you decided to ignore the issue. So no matter how you audit the situation, it always falls back to the practices done by the board.
What's fucked for them, and where they're really damned, is that there's a Reddit thread, an official Twitch developer, not a vendor, responded back to a guy. Remember this one? This was like, I think this was on reddit.com/r/Twitch, and there was a guy tagged as a Twitch developer who responded to the guy who said he couldn't create an account. He's like, yeah, that's weird. Maybe you should go ahead and like try resetting your router or something like that. So Twitch did know. No, not new. They did know.
Wait, link me that comment. I'm curious what he says there exactly.
Fuck. Okay. Can anyone find this? It was on reddit.com/r/Twitter. Israelis banned from creating Twitch accounts. No, not this one. I think it's this one. Where are you? You are here. And then you'll see that the guy I lost my medic is tagged as a Twitch developer.
Well, does developer means he works at Twitch, or he just develops products that are used by people that stream on Twitch? Like, could he be like an OBS plugin maker?
I don't fucking know. I assume on Twitch it means developer. I mean, yeah, I guess it could be. I don't know how you get the flares. Let's see. I didn't even think that could be possible.
It's also worth wondering, like, what is the operating status of Twitch right now? Like, didn't they just have like massive layoffs recently?
A while ago, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It depends on like how fractured internally they could be too, right? Like, I mean, fuck, if they're kind of operating on like a skeleton crew, this thing probably genuinely might have gotten overlooked. And I'm playing like complete. I'm just trying to find like the every possible avenue over here.
Yeah. I feel like it has to be. He says in a comment, sorry, I went into some meetings right after commenting, but it seems you got your answer. Kind of odd that they use that error code if that's how you got banned. You could try to refresh your IP. Sometimes it's done when you restart your router, your ISP. I don't know. Would you talk about going into meetings if you weren't the thing?
Actually, I'm sorry. My bad. I doubt this guy. There's no way this is a Twitch developer. I would be shocked if they were allowed to openly provide support and stuff in the Twitch subreddit.
Think so?
I feel like it's too big of a company now. You wouldn't risk, especially
is
like
Twitch
these are
set the
non-public
developer
facing
flare?
people. Would you want your devs? No offense to devs. Would you really want your devs in a public subreddit for your multi-billion-dollar company, like responding to people about errors and issues and shit? That seems like it would be unlikely. I guess it's possible, but I feel like that would be unlikely.
I mean, I guess we'll see. Yeah.
He has a Twitch dev flare.
can
He has
you
a dev
confirm
flare
the-
in the R Twitch subreddit, but I wonder if developer just means like, what if he's like a developer for OBS plugins or something? I don't know how you get the developer flare.
I think that's too charitable. He's got to be a Twitch developer. Like, why would they do that? Like, oh, so anyone who can fucking program anything gets a developer tag? It's the Twitch subreddit. You'd be...
Yeah, but it says it's an unofficial Twitch subreddit as well, right? So...
And if he's labeled as a developer, what do you think that means? Like, can I go in there and be like, hey, I make Redact. Can I get the developer tag?
Possibly, yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, here. Okay, so I lost my medic. Quiz on Twitch. Quiz on Twitch is an interactive quiz platform designed specifically for Twitch streamers. So my guess is this is probably what he's worked on, unless he's maybe hired by Twitch as well. I guess could be possible, but.
I mean, I've seen anti-cheat developers also do this too, where they go on Reddit and like interact directly with people. You know, like
Yeah, but I'm saying
wouldn't
for
be
smaller
out of it.
companies maybe, but I think for larger companies, just my guess would be if you don't have somebody trained in public communications,
Right.
like, and I don't mean that like you have to speak perfectly. I'm just saying like I could envision a world where a dev comes out and they accidentally say something and they didn't realize like some part of a project was supposed to be a secret, or it's a feature that gets scrapped, or they say something about the code base that they weren't supposed to, and then it
Right.
limits Twitch's ability to say something in the future. Like I just feel like in general on large projects like this, you wouldn't want devs just like doing troubleshooting. You'd want that all handled internally through your own systems. And
it might only make sense if it's like a lead developer or something.
Yes,
You know, somebody
yeah.
that's like high up in a company that.
Yeah. Like somebody saying Riot employees do it in the League subreddit. The Riot employees that do it, I don't think are just like random devs. They're usually people that are known for like going, or at least a long time ago. It was like well-known faces in the Riot like structure. Like they were people.
Well, yeah, the only Riot employee I think I know is like the person that works on Vanguard anti-cheat, but then they're like pretty much a senior person on that project, from what I understand. And so you know, it's like might as well be like the upper echelon of their like right next to the fucking CTO. You know.
Sure.
Is it really the case? Can you imagine if Twitch just doesn't have their own subreddit? How sad. What, they're just letting other people represent their brand? And like with no effect whatsoever?
I could be wrong, but are you allowed to have your own subreddit as a company on Twitch? Or I'm sorry, on Reddit?
Yeah, because I think YouTube is also the same too. They just have an unofficial Reddit that's been running.
I mean, I don't know. I feel as a company, you can definitely own your own Reddit for sure.
How hasn't Hassan been banned though? Like, honest question. How has he not been banned?
He's got the
How
right
is he
political
literally
opinions.
hid behind human shields? Dude, I just cannot with that guy and like labeling anybody that talks against him to be like just, oh, yeah, I guess you're suddenly like alt-right adjacent, bro. It's the most insane shit that I've ever heard. It's like Vosh whenever he's like, oh, that guy's like alt-right adjacent. I'm like, dude, what does that even fucking mean? Like, what does any of this even mean? Like, how do you just get to slander somebody and then like fucking do it in a way where like it's not technically, it's just dumb, bro.
It's actually more hysterical if this isn't a Twitch developer. It's so they just let rogue people do support for their Reddit.
Well, it's
And
probably yeah. It's a small ass fucking subreddit or whatever, right?
Is it really?
I think it is.
It has 2.5 million readers.
How many? I wonder what is the normal activity of the subreddit. I'm sure right now it's a bit larger because of everything, but.
Interesting.
The moment you disagree with this guy, you just like get painted as like one of the fucking worst people apparently. It's like, dude, he knows who I am. Like he knows better.
Yeah.
Like fuck me. And you know what's really funny too? Like I actually like this is where I really big problem with the song. Like Frogan is a fucking retard, right? Like let's not pretend she's smart in that. Denims is a turbo tard, okay? In fact, everyone on that panel is completely fucking brain dead.
Yeah.
I saw this one clip of Frogan going like, "What's a druze?" And I'm like,
Oh
bitch,
my
are you
god!
like, bro?
Oh,
Do you not
bro,
know?
I saw that.
What?
Are you serious? Holy shit! I saw that. I was like, what?
Dude, it's fucking, it's insane because these people get to have this, like, they think they have this authority to talk about an entire region when they literally know less about, like, dude, I'm a fucking engineer. Like, I have no fucking idea about geopolitics whatsoever. But, like, I even know, like when she said that, I'm like, dude, how do you not know this? Like, okay, fine. Even as, like, a Muslim, right? Like, you kind of know, like, Muslim adjacent communities, right? Like, you kind of have an understanding. She had no fucking clue about that. So I genuinely think she's just brain dead and stupid. So I don't really hold things too hard against her. Like I saw this 9/11 baking fucking thing that she was like doing on her stream. I'm like, okay, completely retarded behavior. But the thing with Hasan is like he's been on like our podcast when we were running it. And like talking to him, like I know that he has read up on these situations more so. So when I see him talk about these things and him like deliberately like obfuscating facts when somebody else is present, like did you see that one clip where he's talking about like fucking Iran is like somehow
Better
more
for trans people,
yeah, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, dude, he knows the history of that region. But yet he just deliberately obfuscates it, and I think it's in front of Asmongold. I'm like, dude, if you just straight up said, yeah, they're pro-trans in that they hate gay people so much that they're gonna put a gun to your head and tell you to trans up, otherwise you're fucking going to jail. Dude, he literally knows better, but he just is the worst bad faith representation of anything possible. Like he is. Like, I equate him to, like, fucking the Daily Wire, like, Fox News, like, any of these, like, other, like,
Well,
heavily
there's
oriented.
a reason, you know, on that media bias chart that he is where he is. It's not an accident. Like, he traffics in not giving information as well as misinformation, right? Like, if I tell you, like, he was using the example when he was playing me on stream there of me saying, like, hey, did you know that Twitch banned Palestine? How fucked up is that? It's like, that's true, but you're kind of not mentioning that they also banned Israel. I don't, you know, you're kind of missing a big part here. Like, that's the type of shit that he more so does versus, like, telling lies. Like, I don't think Hassan's out there being like, the Jews control the space lasers, or something happened that something didn't happen. It's just constantly leaving out things, leaving out absolute context for stuff that fucks everything up. That's he's a context loser. That's it. He's gonna not contextualize, and that's how you do it. That's how you become like ultra fake news, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's the definition of just like he will go after any other like political creator, and in some cases, rightfully so, right? Like if people want to remove context, it's fair to go after it. But like if you're doing it yourself, it's like, dude, it's
I don't care if you want to remove context or add context. Fucking fine, be a fucking loser, but don't add context when it makes you look good, and then remove context when it makes them look bad, right? Don't sit here and say like, oh, well, if you say this, you obviously hate Arabs. But like, here's why this is why the Houthi flag is okay, or this is why it's okay when terrorists murder civilians. It's because it's a revolutionary action come on by like years of occupation and blah. And it's like, bro, come on, you can't add context when it just to like save your side, and then delete all the context when you want to character assassinate the other side.
Dude, it's also one more like the other thing that I always find really like wild about it too. It's like so they're always so hard locked into like this one like Muslim issue right now, but then like I never hear them talk about like fucking India and Indian Muslims being treated like fucking shit. I never hear about like the fucking the Xinjiang not Xinjiang.
Careful,
sorry.
that's not real.
What do you mean?
Wait, I'm so sorry. I think were we about to mention the Uyghur genocide?
Yeah, I was mentioning the Uyghurs.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, that
they
doesn't
don't
exist.
believe that. They don't believe that.
Oh yeah, exactly. So they don't bring up these fucking things. So it's like I have to kind of like the thing that I find so fucking weird about this shit is like hearing from like Denims or hearing from like any of these like fucking Arab like leftist advocates. If I sit there and I don't fucking like immediately jump onto their ship, then I'm not even like a Muslim anymore. I'm just a fucking Pajit street shitting like Israel Zionist supporting Indian. Like, bro, fuck you guys.
Meanwhile, Frogan, whose eyes are bluer than mine are, who was born in fucking Michigan, is like the most
whiter
Lebanese.
than Jen, bro. She's whiter than Jen. She's whiter than a blonde. Okay, like I'm sorry to when I read about like her and her fucking village, it drives me insane, bro. It's like me going, yeah, Destiny. You know that village I came from in India, Lucknow, that little tiny village with like fucking 1 million people. Yeah,
it's
dude,
so insane. Like if my blue eyes make my fucking like ancestors slave owners, and her ancestors fucking Robert E. Lee. Okay, like this is the whitest motherfucker in U.S. history. Like get the fuck out of here. My village, your fucking village. What bullshit are you talking about? Come on.
Bro, she's from the Midwest, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean what I said. I mean, I said this once before. I mean it. So Twitch has to decide if they want to become Rumble, like, or Twitter. If they do, that's fine. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think they should do that. But if they're going to go that way, go that way. But what you can't do is have it where you're like, oh no, we don't like that. We want curation. We want to ban hate speech. Fine. Then you can't have 42,000 messages calling people Zionist pig dogs in this channel since October 7th. Sorry. You gotta, I understand that like 2 out of 7 people on trust and safety or whatever are very into this, but you just don't, sorry, tough shit. That doesn't get to fly. You don't get to ban Israel for a year. You don't get to just like say you can do whatever you want as long as to the Jews.
Yeah.
Bro, how is Dan Clancy still allowed to operate right
Who the
now?
fuck
Like,
knows?
what the fuck, dude?
Apparently, half of fucking Amazon is staffed by DGG or so. I'll read through another email I got. Hey, currently watching some bullshit, and the topic of how a company could just accidentally ban a country came up. I don't think this guy works for Amazon, so I can read more of this. I have a unique perspective on this because last year I accidentally suspended all of a certain country's accounts in my organization within Amazon. Does that mean he works for a company in Amazon, or?
No, it sounds like he used to work for Amazon and now he doesn't because he suspended all the accounts for a country.
Okay, maybe, yeah. This was after code review by a senior dev and a long multi-stage verification process across beta, gamma, then production. The very day it hit production, we caught it from clients calling in, asking why they were banned, not alarms, and a high-severity ticket came in. These need to be responded to within hours to fix the situation. I've already written a doc regarding catching ban anomalies like this, but early detection is still lacking. However, if there were tickets regarding the inability to sign up in a country, product would be notified and devs would be tasked to root cause it. That means specifically knowing why the code base is refusing to allow that person in. Vague, I don't know, I guess the country is banned, wouldn't fly. These are often stupid questions that products should know the answer to, so I don't buy that it wasn't high priority enough because they ask us everything in all caps. The one thing I think you're wrong about, a lot of people have said this. The one thing I think you're wrong about is that these configurations do exist in code, and I've complained a lot about this internally. We can put these into configuration, but 9 out of 10 times they just exist as a static variable in the code base. However, configurations, code changes, literally everything requires a 2-person review before impacting production. I have had a lot of people email me and say that like there is a surprising amount of stuff that you would expect to be config is actually just like hard-coded, but whatever. Changing these variables also usually requires a sign-off by product, and changes can be tracked via the internal repo, so Twitch knows who made the change or product signed off on it. But I don't work for Twitch, to take it with a grain of salt, but if Twitch is ran like any other Amazon org, they knew this was happening. There you go.
What was up?
A lot of companies
go
also
ahead.
keep their config in a repo and use a CI/CD pipeline to deploy config changes. Yeah, that's true. Although I don't think these things look like config file changes, because I think config is usually like a, I don't want to say a variable because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's like a word and then equals and then like some value or whatever, right? I don't think that the thing we looked at looked like config. It looked like a, but who knows? I could be retarded. What were we saying?
I'm trying to think because I have to remember what it is because I'm so old and I forgot. Hold on. My old brain is thinking. It's kicking up. Give it a second. Oh, I was scrolling through here. I'll find the answer shortly. Come on. Gonna have it. Why do you think they would hire? Just a question as I go through here. Why do you think they would hire someone with such an insane past?
I don't know how insane her past actually was.
Well, she got fired in the equivalent of in front of Congress, I guess.
Link me and I can check.
Well, okay. If you want to see that, I'll send you the video. Hold on. Okay, where are you? Here you go. That's in front of the fucking, their president, bro.
All right.
British Parliament, sorry.
As to international law and media impartiality, will the Attorney General be asked to provide a legal note, if not a full opinion, given, for example, that one of Ofcom's directors, Ofcom having itself full statutory responsibility and regulatory responsibility,
I don't know what the fuck this guy is saying. Sorry, let me pay attention harder.
Ofcom having itself full statutory responsibility and regulatory responsibility of all visual and oral media, including the BBC, is reported to be supporting posts this week itself, arguing that the government's support for Israel is a vile colonial alliance, referring to ethnic cleansing and genocide of Palestinians, and Ofcom must surely be told that it must deal with this at once as a matter of impartiality, quite apart from any criminal action that may be needed under terrorist or criminal law.
Well, I thank my honourable friend for his question. I'm sure that the attorney looks into it, and more generally just say I absolutely endorse those describing these attacks, calling them what they are, which are acts of terror by a terrorist organisation. Obviously, the BBC is editorially and operationally independent of government, but the Culture Secretary raised that specific issue with the BBC Director General last week.
Wait, what did I... Was investigating Ofcom?
No, that person that works for Twitch, that person's statements, that's about.
What were the statements that she made?
You heard one of them, that Israel is a vile colonialist state that shouldn't be supported or something along those lines. I don't know. So it almost doesn't matter, even if she said nothing. The fact would you hire George Santos if he was completely found innocent?
Well, I would say no, but that's because George Santos had an insane fucking public reputation and everything. I don't know if this.
Yeah, this is an insane public reputation.
Is it? Not? I have no idea.
That picture looks like an insane public reputation.
Wait, is it? How popular was this? People say a ton of shit. I'm sure there are 100 different congressional hearings that have happened.
It was in the BBC. I mean, this is a pretty fucking. Why do you always steel man this shit? Why not say, yeah, that's fucking stupid? I don't know why you would hire someone who's known for being an anti-Israel director to come on and be our trust and safety director. That's fucking stupid. I don't know why they would do it. They're actually brain dead. Dan Clancy, there's no one fucking upstairs. Why don't you just say that instead of trying to play fucking hard to get debate ball with me?
Because your mom said she wouldn't fuck me unless I made you real angry tonight, Daniel.
I fucking hate you.
She said, I gotta really piss off Daniel today or I'm not gonna get that good mama puss.
Man. This fucking just crazy days, you know? I'll tell you, I don't know how you use Twitter. Do you have like a special program you use? It's unusable for me right now. Like DMs, unusable. Messages and notifications, unusable. Well, messages is DMs.
I got a lot of those. Good death threats and all that.
Yeah, but how do you? I can't even follow a conversation.
Oh, I don't ever. Well, you just click your thing and then you look at your replies and you go through there. You never like click the actual replies button. I've never used that before. Way too spammy. It used to be a long time ago that if you were verified, a verified person.
You had the verified tab and it was so fucking useful.
Yeah. But...
Remember that? Oh, you made a video. I think you might find it funny. Actually, it is funny.
Well, there's still like videos I haven't even gone through today on stream.
Last video, and then I will leave.
Yeah, I saw this. It's funny.
It's more than funny.
Okay,
it's amazing.
I'll watch it after, okay? Because that's a 4-minute one.
No. What can I do to get you to watch it now? There must be something, because then I'll leave.
I'm gonna head out. I gotta take
care of stuff. Later, Muda.
Love you. Be careful, babe. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna click through my links and I'll work towards it. Okay. All right. Good luck.
That means it'll never happen. Fuck you.
We're working on it.